Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Cortana and a Speech Platform session. My name is Meiji. I'm a Principal Program Manager at Microsoft in Seattle, Washington, from the Speech Platform team. 大家好，欢迎你们来到小娜和
Welcome to the Cortana and the speech recognition session because I'm going to speak in English, but there are some very important highlights I would like to recap in Chinese so as to better help you with your understanding. I know that you've had a very long day here listening to a lot of technical presentations. I know it's quite a lot, but in order to keep you awake, we're going to have a quiz afterwards.
All right,
Just
let's
kidding.
get started. So in the next 45 minutes, I will share with you the new exciting features in Cortana and the speech platform. You'll learn who Cortana is, what she can do for you, and the new features like a far field and a wake-on voice from Modern Standby in the speech platform. And most importantly, as the valuable hardware partners of Microsoft, what you can do to build high quality and innovative Windows 10 devices to take advantage of these features. 就是接下来的45分钟，我会与您分享小娜和那个。
In the next 45 minutes, I'm going to share with you Cortana and the speech platform's new features, including a modern standby and the new features and what you can do to make use of these latest features in your devices.
So Cortana. So who is Cortana? What is Cortana? Who is she? She is your truly personal digital assistant. She's there for you whenever and wherever you need her, and she wants to make sure that nothing slips through the cracks. 她是你真正的个人电子助理，无论何时无论何处，她都不会让你任何需要，都不会漏过你任何的需要。So the Cortana experience is very natural. You can directly interact with her with your voice. As your truly personal assistant, she knows you, she knows what you want, and how to get things done for you, anywhere, anytime. She remembers things for you, so you don't have to, and she will prompt you with her proactive reminders. She is so intelligent. She has more than 1,000 skills to work with apps and services to get things done for you. 她因为是你真正的个人助理，她会把一些不方便从你的生活中带走。你呢可以用声音和她自然的对话，她可以给你主动的温馨提醒，为你记住重要的事情，这样你自己就不需要去记。她了解你，知道你想要些什么。她又是一个非常聪明的个人助理，她有超过1000个的技能。 去为你把事情做好。So people love Cortana, and she has great momentum. We have the data to prove it. So she is running on more than 400 million Windows 10 devices across the world, and the number keeps growing. Every day, she answers more than 1 million voice queries for people. And every month, there are more than 140 million active users using the Cortana search box to find the information that they're looking for. As of today, there are more than 13 billion questions that have been asked to Cortana on Windows 10. So Cortana works with, I just said how intelligent she is. She works with more than 1,000 apps and services to get things done for you. No wonder she's the #1, the appealing feature according to the consumer research, because she's so smart, she's your personal digital assistant, she's there for you anytime and anywhere. 因为小娜是深受 Windows 用户的喜爱，根据那个消费者市场调查，它是最吸引人的这个性能。So how many languages can Cortana speak? Does any of you know that? So we have made Cortana available to our customers across the world in 14 locales. If you look at the countries, there are 13 countries on the map. But in Canada, there are 2 languages supported, English and French. So we are continuing to invest in more languages so that we will continue adding new languages to Cortana roadmap. This will enable Cortana to be able to help you in your languages, in the customer's languages, in more parts of the world. We'll make further announcements when more other languages are being added to Cortana's roadmap. So stay tuned for more updates in the future. 我们会不断地给小娜增加使用语言，让它能为更多的 Windows 用户提供服务。So what can Cortana do for you? If you go to the Cortana setting and type Cortana help, you will see the list of all the things that Cortana can do for you. As your truly personal digital assistant, she can get many things done for you. She provides active, proactive, and personalized assistance to you. She remembers things for you so you don't have to remember them. That's the part I really love about Cortana. She works with services and apps to get things done for you. So if you look at the list, she can set reminders for you, she can play music, she can even tell you jokes. One of my favorite features of Cortana is her capability of knowing me and my schedule across different devices. For example, at work, I set a reminder on my laptop, say, hey, when I go home this evening after work, I need to stop by at the supermarket near my house to get some milk because I'm running out of milk at home. So after work, I was driving, and I was near my, on my way to my home, and I was driving close to the supermarket. I got a reminder on my phone. Cortana said, hey, you need to stop there and buy milk. Isn't that great? I set a reminder on my laptop at work. I got a reminder on my Windows phone when I was driving back home. So best of all, you can use Cortana across different mobile devices, not only on Windows devices, but also she's offered on Android and iOS devices. Another one of my favorite feature is music. Cortana, I love listening to music, and when I travel, I like to listen to it. When you tell Cortana, say, hey, I want to listen to this music. Not only she works with Microsoft's Groove music service, she also works with very popular apps and services like iHeartRadio or NPR One or Pandora. So no matter where I go, I can easily access my favorite music. Thanks to Windows Anniversary Update, Cortana, you can get a lot of tasks done for you, even on the lock screen. So you don't have to sign in to get things, get her help. This was a much requested feature by our customers, and we have received very good feedback from our Windows 10 users on this feature. People love it. You can stand far away, and you can easily see what's being displayed on the screen. This gives you a hands-free experience to get access to information. And we call this immersive Cortana experience. The entire screen display, you can see this beautiful UI. In Chinese, I think the best way I would tell you about this feature is 你可以身临其境地体验小娜。You just saw this slide. Carla just mentioned that Cortana was first introduced to Windows phones. And now she works across all kinds of Windows 10 devices, starting, including HoloLens and Xbox and a Windows PC and tablets. And with the upcoming Windows 10 Creators Update, she will be available on Windows IoT Core. So Carla just talked about this slide in details. So I'm not going to go into, repeat all the details again, but this slide gives you a good idea on what Cortana works. She works across all kinds of Windows 10 devices. In addition, she's also offered on Android and iOS devices. So I just talked about what Cortana is, what she's capable of doing, her great momentum, and what language she speaks. And also, she's going to be available on IoT Core. So now I wanted to tell you what Microsoft is doing to reinvent the PC and inspire our ecosystem growth. I'm very excited to announce the 2 new features in the speech platform, Farfield and Wake on Voice from Modern Standby. Those 2 new exciting features are powered by the audio in the speech platform. So the audio in the speech platform. So if you think about Cortana as a person, she's a truly digital personal assistant. Think about her as a person. Then think about the audio in the speech platform as her ears and a part of her brain. Her brain is the Bing service. But without the audio in the speech platform, she can't understand what you're saying. So think about that as her ears. 如果你们认为就是小娜是一个人，就把这个语音平台呢想象成是小娜的耳朵。So here's a very high level overview of how the hardware and the speech platform work together to power the apps and the services that bring great user experience to our customers. So starting from the bottom, hardware. Microsoft and the third-party partners, we build Windows 10 devices, including IoT. And on top of that, our speech platform does audio pipeline, audio processing, like echo cancellation and noise suppression and beamforming. It does all that. And does keyword spotter for voice activation, which I will be talking in more details about. Keyword spotter, and it does speech recognition. The speech platform needs to understand what you're saying, and also text-to-speech. These are the main functionalities of the speech platform. When you have high-quality hardware and the high-performant speech platform together, you're going to bring great Cortana experience, because these 2 combined, they power the apps and the services. Not only just Cortana, you're going to have great Windows Shell, Windows UI, and a Bing, and an Office, and a Skype, and a Microsoft and the third parties apps and the services. So all of these, the hardware plays a very important role. Of course, on top of that, the speech platform plays a very important role. When you have these 2 combined, you're going to bring great experience to your customers. 总结一下就是，如果你有高质量的硬件，再加上高性能的我们这个语音平台，你就会给你的用户带来第一流的小娜体验。So I just mentioned we are going to ship 2 exciting features in a speech platform. One's called Farfield, and one's called Wake on Voice from Modern Standby. So what is Farfield? So today, you are right in front of your computer. You say, hey, Cortana, what's the weather? But Farfield will allow you to stand across the room about 4 meters away from your computer. And you can interact with Cortana and still have great user experience, even when with some background noises like people talking or you're cooking or music playing. In order to have great far-field Cortana experience, you must have high-quality microphone design in your computer. And we have Microsoft Speech Specification 2.0, which is published on MSDN. That has all the details you need to know about what kind of quality bar your device needs to meet. The other feature is called Wake on Voice from Modern Standby. So what does that mean? It means you use voice to wake up a device from the screen off state to screen on user interactive state. So the key is from screen off to screen on, fully user interactive state. That's called Wake on Voice. And this particular feature is designed for modern standby, hence the name Wake on Voice from Modern Standby. So these two features are actually independent of each other. They don't need each other to work. But when you combine these two very powerful features together, you are going to have differentiation on your device. 我的重点想跟大家讲一下，这个 far field 就是原厂和这个 Wake on Voice from Modern Standby 这两项性能呢，它们是彼此独立的，不需要对方。但是呢，如果你把这两项很强大的这个功能结合起来呢，你就会给你的用户带来全面创新的体验。Here, I would like to go through some key terminologies to make sure that we are all on the same page about the concepts, technical concepts. Voice activation. Think about this big box, voice activation. So what does it do? It's a technology that would detect a key phrase, a predefined key phrase, to activate an application. If I use Cortana as an example, when you say, hey, Cortana, that's a predefined key phrase for voice activation in Microsoft Windows. So when hey, Cortana is heard, is detected, Cortana will activate. 这个 voice activation 的定义呢，就是语音激活。这个里边就是它呢要把这个激活的关键词检测出来的时候呢，它就把这个应用程序给激活。这个关键词呢是要预先定义好的 ，it's predefined. You cannot replace it with a different key phrase. For Windows, it's a Hey Cortana. 中文版就是你好小娜。So inside of the voice activation box, there's Wake on Voice. I just mentioned Wake on Voice is turning from screen off to screen on. That's a key concept you need to keep in mind. Screen off to screen on. So Wake on Voice is to wake the machine up from the state of screen off to the state of screen on, fully user interactive state. 用中文讲呢，这个 Wake on Voice 就是语音唤醒。语音唤醒就是用声音把电脑从屏幕关闭的状态呢，唤醒到屏幕打开，用户可以使用的状态。So in Windows 10 Anniversary Update, there's a checkbox in Cortana settings that asks a user if they want to prevent the system from automatic sleep when it is plugged into the AC power on the wall. If the user checks it, then the machine will not go to sleep automatically, and the user can interact with Cortana even display is off. But when you check that, will tell you we'll use more battery power. This is our first step on the Wake on Voice journey. And we wanted to provide our customers a Wake on Voice-like experience. 在我们那个 Windows 10 Anniversary Update 呢，在那个 Cortana Setting 里边有一个复选框，让大家选说，如果你选这个呢，你的机器就不会去进入自动睡眠。这样，即使屏幕在关闭的时候呢，你也可以机器可以听到那个 Hey Cortana。但是这样呢会耗电比较多一点。但是如果是客户自己选项呢，他就会知道这个会让他的 battery life， 让他这个机器的那个耗电量会增加。 这个是我们在 Wacom Voice 上迈出这个旅程迈出的第一步，因为我们是想给我们的用户呢提供一个类似 Wacom Voice 的用户体验。So Wacom Voice from modern standby. See the deeper blue box on the right-hand side? This is to wake the machine up from modern standby S0IX, screen off state, to the full power screen on S0 power state. So tomorrow there's a session on modern standby. Please go to this session and learn more about the different power state. So there are two ways to implement Wacom Voice from modern standby. One is through the software keyword spotter. The other one is through hardware keyword spotter. The difference is software keyword spotter runs on CPU, and a hardware keyword spotter runs on the hardware DSP. And I will talk more about these. Look at the pink box. Wacom Voice with software keyword spotter from modern standby. So this is one of the two options in Wacom Voice from modern standby. Here you use software keyword spotter. That means the algorithm that detects the key phrase runs on CPU. And it runs in the low power audio power state in modern standby. The box below the pink box, is the other option, which will have a lot less power consumption. It's called Wacom Voice with hardware keyword spotter from modern standby. So the software keyword spotter will be released in our Windows 10 Creators update, and the hardware keyword spotter will be coming in the future release. We're working very closely with our hardware partners to implement the hardware keyword spotter Wacom Voice solution. It runs on the prerequisite is that it needs to be DSP hardware offloaded. That means the algorithm that detects the keyword needs to run on a hardware DSP, and it runs in the lowest power state called drips in modern standby. And you will learn more about all these power states in modern standby tomorrow in the session. Drips means deepest runtime idle platform. It's a terminology in modern standby, which is the lowest power state. So the hardware keyword spotter compared to software keyword spotter will use less power. Here, I would like to dive a little deeper into the software keyword spotter, Wacom Voice from modern standby, because that is the feature we're shipping in the Windows 10 Creators update. I mentioned that it's part of the Windows operating system, part of the speech platform. So it's Microsoft's technology. It runs on CPU, and it supports either the inbox, Windows audio processing, or third-party APOs. There are three requirements in order to take advantage of this feature. Because this feature is designed for modern standby, your machine needs to support modern standby. And also, in order to reduce power consumption, your audio driver needs to implement big buffer capture. And our recommendation, the buffer size should be between 100 milliseconds to 200 milliseconds. And that is for saving power, so it doesn't consume more power. Right now, it's 10 milliseconds. So you need to modify your audio driver to support large buffer between 100 to 200 milliseconds. And also, we are being very cautious about power consumption. So we will only enable this feature in the Creators update when your device is plugged into AC power. So we encourage you to download our EAP build or Insiders program, download the build, go test on your device. and see what the power consumption is on your own device, because it could be different on different device. And let us know if you think, hey, this is acceptable, we want it to be turned on DC power as well. Please send the feedback to Microsoft. Here there are some details information on how to implement the big buffer capture in your audio driver. All the information is on MSDN, so please read the documentation, and it should be very straightforward to implement the support for big buffer size. 这边我要讲一下呢，就是Windows 10创意者更新里边那个 Software Keyword Spotter Wacom Voice for Modern Standby 有3个要求。第一，你机器要支持 Modern Standby。第二个呢，你的 Audio Driver 里边呢要去 implement 那个 Big Buffer Capture， 要支持到100到200毫秒。然后呢，这个机器呢就是在插电插到墙上那个 AC power 的时候呢，这个 feature 才会起来。技术细节呢在 MSDN 上都有，希望大家去参考。Now I would like to spend some time to talk about our specification for speech platform. The latest version is 2.0, and it's on MSDN. So in our specification, there are two categories for your devices. One is called standard, one is called premium. Standard and near field. Near field is designed for about half a meter away from your computer. That's a distance. It works well in not too noisy environment. And this is the most basic quality bar in our speech specification 2.0. And it can be easily achieved if you have 2 microphones already. If your machine already ships 2 microphones, then there's no additional hardware cost to you to meet this bar. All you need to do is to follow the technical recommendation in our specification and make sure all the settings are correct, like microphone geometry and the gain level. So it's very easy to do. No additional cost to you. Just make sure you go read our specification on MSDN and make sure your audio driver settings are correct. This near field premium. So it's a little farther away than the half meter. So half meter is like you're sitting right in front of your laptop. Think about the premium is like you lean back about arm length, about 0.8 meters, and you talk to your computer. Sometimes you sit back on your chair, you're leaning back, you're a little farther away. If you can meet the bar here, that's the premium for near field. And it works a little better in the more noisy environment like kitchen or a family room. The next level, which is the highest level, is premium far field. Notice we only have one category for far field. If you can meet this bar, you're premium. Just skip the standard, go directly to premium. So far field, I explained earlier, is you talk to your computer across the room like 4 meters away. And it works very well in noisy condition. In a busy kitchen, a cafeteria when people are talking and a music playing in the background. So we have a test setup guidance specification, also version 2.0. It's also on MSDN, same location as our speech platform specification. I know it's really hard to test 4 meters. It's hard to find a 4-meter room everywhere, right? So we actually have technical guidance on how to test 4 meters in a 2-meter room. So your room doesn't have to be 4 meters, but we have methodologies to explain to you how to test a far-field 4-meter device in a 2-meter room. So that is the highest bar and the hardest to achieve. And I'm going to talk about like the microphone design if you want to meet this bar for far-field. We talk about Hey Cortana, 你好小娜. That is the voice activation key phrase for Windows. 这是 Windows 10里边的关键词. It cannot be replaced by other key phrases. You cannot say, hey, 小芳, hey, 小英. She's not going to respond to you. So for near field, we support 14 locales. Just like Cortana herself, we support 14 locales for near field, for Hey Cortana. So when we launch Windows 10 Creators Update, we're going to support English for far-field language first. That includes English for the United States and English for Great Britain. Think about Windows as a service platform. We will continue adding more and more far-field languages to our roadmap so that our customers will be able to stand further and further away from their computer and still can talk to Hey Cortana in the languages that they speak. 那个 Hey Cortana 或者你好小娜是 Windows 10里边的激活关键词语，不能被其他的关键词语取代。在那个 near field 就是近场啊，就是不到1米的距离呢，我们现在支持14门语言。但是当我们发布那个 Windows 10创意者更新的时候呢，我们的那个原厂的语言呢会首先推出英文，因为那个 Windows 是一个服务平台嘛，我们会将来会继续的推出越来越多的 far field 的语言，就是越来越多的原厂语言。然后我们的 Windows 用户呢可以从越来越远的距离呢，用越来越多的语言跟小娜交流。Earlier I mentioned Windows inbox audio processing. In the ecosystem, there are many third-party APO providers who do a great job. Windows also has an inbox audio processing, which does echo cancellation, noise suppression, and beamforming. It's part of Windows, so there's no additional cost. When you have Windows, you already have this Windows inbox audio processing in the speech platform. Microsoft has spent years of research and development into this technology, so we have great quality and performance. And it's low maintenance for you. You don't need to tune it per device. And you don't need to have release driver updates. In the future updates we release will be part of Windows and will be available to you on Windows Update. And also it supports both near field and far field. So Windows Inbox Audio Pipeline is shipped in broad ecosystem devices, including our HoloLens, including our Xbox, and Surface family devices. And of course, also, you can find them on devices from our top OEM partners as well. Here are a few examples of the devices that actually ship the Windows Inbox audio pipeline. So let's get technical on the microphone recommendation. If you want to build a far-field device, and it's a front-facing device, for example, like an all-in-one device, you probably want to use a linear microphone array. And our recommendation is to use 4 microphones in order to achieve the great experience. Our inbox audio processing supports far-field linear microphone array. If you choose to use the Windows Inbox audio processing, then we recommend that you follow the microphone geometry setting, which is on top, the picture on the top, with all the numbers and how far apart the microphones need to be. And all the information is in our specification as well on MSDN. So, you know, when you go home tonight, maybe go download the specs onto your computer and at your spare time, start reading them. So the pictures are in the specification for microphone geometry setting. If you want if you want to build a 360-degree device, put it in the middle of the room, then you probably want to use a circular microphone array. In that case, our recommendation is to use 8 microphones in order to have the great Cortana experience from far field. Currently, our inbox audio processing does not support the circular microphone array yet, but we're working on it. It's coming soon in the future. So our recommendation is that you should use third parties' technology and follow their recommendations in their specifications. However, still needs to meet our specification quality requirements. 这边我总结一下，如果你是做你的那个机器呢是像那个 all-in-one 这种 device， 你可能要用那个 linear microphone array。这样呢，我们就建议大家用4个麦克风。如果你选择用视窗自己带的这个 audio processing 呢，语音处理那个技术呢，我们就建议你要用我们上面这个图，就是你的麦克风怎么去中间距离多少，这个叫 microphone geometry。如果你要做一个360度的 device， 你可能要用那个环形的 microphone array， 然后我们建议你用8个麦克风。现在呢，我们的 Windows 自身带的那个 audio pipeline 呢，它还没有支持这个。但是呢，我们将来会支持。所以现在，如果你现在就想做这个 far field 360度 device 呢，建议你用第3家公司他们的技术。然后就根据他们的那个 specification 和他们的技术指导来做，但是最后呢，还是要达到我们的那个质量标准。So testing requirements. Our specification includes separate testing requirements for platform algorithm providers and for OEMs, ODMs. I don't know how many of you here are platform algorithm providers or OEMs, ODMs. If your company provides the algorithm for detecting Hey Cortana the keyword, then you need to test for all 14 supported locales for both speech accuracy and a voice activation, which includes both correct and a false accepts. So what is correct accept? Correct accept is every single time when I say, hey Cortana, Cortana will activate. And a false accept is when I have not said anything like, hey Cortana, Cortana jumps up, say, hey, what can I do for you? So that is the concept of correct and a false accept. As a platform algorithm provider for Hey Cortana, you'll need to test speech accuracy, means you accurately translate, understand the speech, and voice activation for both correct and a false accept for all 14 languages. If you're OEMs and ODMs, then your job is a little easier because the platform provider already tested their algorithm, and you're just make sure your device still, meets the overall requirement. So you only need to test English, US English, for speech accuracy. And for voice activation, you only need to test the 2 languages, which is English and Japanese. And you don't need to test the false accept. You only need to test the correct accept, because false accept takes 100 hours to run. So for platform algorithm providers, all the Hey Cortana keyword spotter algorithms, including Microsoft's own, we have our software keyword spotter in our speech platform, are being held accountable to meet the same quality bar as in our specification. 就是所有的这个提供 keyword spotter algorithm 的公司呢，包括微软自己本身视窗自带的这个 software keyword spotter， 都一定要达到我们这个 speech specification 里边的质量标准。 So speech accuracy, we see we'll test 3 different voices, male, female, and children. Children ages from 5 to 12. And we'll be testing in 5 different scenarios: quiet, echo, noise, medium noise, and then echo plus medium noise, and a loud noise. And then you will see the columns, we have different numbers for standard and versus premium. And you will also see there's one column called HMD. That's the head-mounted device display. 就是虚拟现实头盔，都是要用声音来控制的。所以呢，我们有专门设的这个质量标准。For voice activation, both correct and a false accepts. Same thing, male, female, and a children voice, and the 5 different noise scenarios. If you look at the bottom small table, for the false accept, FA is false accept. That particular test lasts for 100 hours. So they play the podcast continuously for 100 hours. And you cannot have more than 1 false accept. And our Microsoft Inbox audio pipeline already achieved this level. 这个质量是非常严格的要求。像这个错误激活这一项，就是要这项测试就要花100个小时来测。这100个小时呢，就连续的在播放这个 podcast 这种广播，然后里边呢没有讲任何的 "Hey Cortana" 这个词。在这种情况下呢，你不能有超过1次的错误激活。这个都是很严格的质量要求。我们那个视窗里边自带的那个 audio pipeline 已经达到这个标准。For OEMs and ODMs, it's a lot easier for you to test, and you don't need to spend 100 hours to test any device. So once the platform provider has achieved the quality bar, then OEMs and ODMs just need to test your devices to make sure it has good speech accuracy and a good voice activation for Hey Cortana. So when you test for your device, when you design your device, you already know if it's going to be a near field or far field, if it's going to be standard or premium. So you only need to test it for that particular category. For example, if you want to do a far field all-in-one device, you want the all-in-one device to hear you across the room, then you probably should go with a far field premium test bar. If it's like a head-mounted display, then you know it's near field, right? Because you wear that, it's going to be less than half a meter. So for speech accuracy, English US only. For voice activation, only correct accept in only 2 languages, English and Japanese. So that makes your life a lot easier. Here are some pictures from one of our audio labs back home in Seattle. This is called ETSI room, ETSI, the European Telecommunication Standards Institute rooms. These are just examples of how our audio labs are set up. Our speech platform has the specifications on MSDN, and one of them is the test setup guidance that you can use to set up your own audio lab if you would like to. Also, Microsoft has Cortana labs in Shenzhen and also in Taiwan, in Taipei. So if you would like to have your devices tested by Microsoft, please work with your Microsoft representative and have your devices tested in our Cortana labs. We will test them, and we will share the test results with you and let you know if you actually meet the bar or not. And we will also give you information on what you can do to improve if it didn't meet the bar in order to meet the bar. For example, your driver probably needs to set the geometry correctly, or the mic gain, all kinds of information. So if you would like to find out more information about our labs in Shenzhen and in Taipei, please work with your Microsoft representatives and find out more information. I'm sure you're all familiar with the HOK tests. So we have tools from our speech platform. And right now they're on Connect. Unfortunately, they are not on MSDN yet, but I understand many of you have access to Connect. Our tools enable our partners to submit the Cortana testing results with HOK to SysDev. I would like to encourage you to send your test results to Microsoft because the data will help us understand the health of the Cortana devices built by our partners in the ecosystem. If you don't have access to Connect, please also talk to Microsoft representative and understand how to get it. So here are just some like a screenshots to show, once you submit, what kind of UI you will see. All right, call to action. Of course, there's always a slide called call to action. What can you do as our valuable hardware partners of Microsoft? I would love to have you to build a high-quality hardware to light up far-field and a wake-on voice from modern standby. These two powerful features, when you combine them together on your machine, you're going to bring the first-class experience to your customers. We would like to encourage you to develop modern standby because wake-on voice from modern standby is designed for modern standby. So we need your machines to support modern standby. In a far-field device, put 4 microphones. If you already put 2, you add 2 more. Then you can work towards far-field. Design your hardware to, with modern standby, with far-field. And follow the technical guidance in our specification. We have seen a lot of machines. They already have the right hardware. They just didn't set things correctly in the audio driver. Our speech specification explains exactly how to set them correctly. So just a little extra work, you can easily meet the bar, at least for the standard and near field. And work with your audio driver vendors to implement the large buffer capture system, the buffer size from 100 to 200 milliseconds, so you can take advantage of the wake-on voice from modern standby using software keyword spotter in the upcoming Windows 10 Creators update. And engage with Microsoft on these devices. We have labs here. We have engineers here. So please work with Microsoft. It will help you test. It will give you feedback. And also submit your speech, Cortana test results to SysDev, so we can understand what our Windows Cortana devices look like in the ecosystem. 所以我给大家再用中文重复一下，在这边呢，希望大家采取下列这些行动，就是设计高质量的硬件来支持 Modern Standby 和 Far-field， 这样你就可以充分发挥这2项性能的优势。然后按照我们那个 Speech Platform Specification 2.0 的技术指导呢，来设计和测试你的硬件产品。很多时候呢，你就在那个 Audio Driver 里边，就是把你的一些 setting 给它保证都是 set 都正确了，你就可以很容易的来达到这个质量标准。跟你的那个 Audio Driver 的 vendor 合作，让那个 driver 呢来支持100毫秒到200毫秒的这个 Audio Capture Buffer Size。与微软合作配合，我们在这边都有实验室可以帮你测试产品，也可以给你一些有用的信息，让你知道怎么样可以把你的硬件做得更好。然后呢，把你的测试的结果呢提交到 SysDev 里边。Here's my last slide. There are some technical links to the technical requirements. 这些技术资料。我们的那个 specification 还有那个怎么测试的这个 guidance 都已经在 MSDN 上面。然后呢，我们的工具呢还有一个 FAQ， 我写的这个就是 frequent asked questions， 就是可以把一些大家经常问到的问题给回答的。这个呢都是在 Connect 上面。如果你现在没有 Connect 权限呢，可以跟我们微软的同事联系，看怎么样可以拿到 Connect 上面的权限。谢谢大家。Thank you very much. I know it's a long day, and thank you for being here for the last session. Thank you. Have a good night.